Hey everyone, and welcome to Nontroversy, a new show I'm starting where I'm going to examine first world controversies, mainly in the entertainment sphere, because I'm a privileged white male who just finds it all so delicious. So let's dive into the first topic I've got, social justice in Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, Horizon Zero Dawn is a game that successfully includes socially progressive themes and tones without being preachy or condescending to its players. One of the very first things that stuck out to me in the game is how diverse the cast of characters is. On top of all the straight white people, you've got black guys, Hispanic dudes, Asians, Middle Easterners, gay bros, thick chicks, ebony goddesses. Whatever this is, you get the picture. Most importantly, you play as the most despised and marginalized race that our nation knows. The redhead. And on top of that, she's a woman. At first, I kind of thought it was strange that a world set 1,000 years in the future would have such distinct races. You would think that after humanity is pushed to the edge of extinction, that all the remaining races would kind of interbreed and make one, default race. But the fiction of Horizon Zero Dawn actually addresses this point, so I accepted it. I mean, this is a game where you're hunting robot dinosaurs after all. Besides all the diversity, the developers also decided to make main character Aloy's tribe, the Nora, a matriarchal society where women rule and motherhood is sacred. It's definitely an interesting concept, but I don't think the developers were trying to send a specific message to its players with this design choice. For one, Aloy's tribe is just as flawed as any other society you would come across in fiction. Aloy is cast out of her tribe at birth simply because of the sin of not having a mother, something that's not her own fault.
I just want to...
Boy! Seal your lips! They are outcasts, both. And she is motherless.
Not to mention, the three matriarchs that rule the society are just as dysfunctional as any other governing body. They can't seem to come to any sort of consensus on any decision that would affect the tribe.
For once, Lansra, join with us.
This will be your sin, not mine.
These design choices, among many others, are evidence that Guerrilla Games was trying to be inclusive and think outside the social box when designing the world and setting of Horizon Zero Dawn. But as we all know, when it comes to the internet, you can't do anything right. Dia Lucina is a trans queer native who wrote a Medium piece on the day Horizon launched titled, "What We Talk About When We Don't Talk About Natives." In the article, she criticizes two things: Guerrilla Games' appropriation of Native American culture and the gaming media's failure to address it. According to Dia, journalists and the developers both failed to recognize the apparent harm in using terms such as tribal, primitive, savage, and braves. Dia, I'll tell you why no one's talking about Horizon's cultural appropriation. It's because it's a non-issue, and you seem to be the only person who cares. Now, it's true that Horizon borrows heavily from Native American culture. Characters flaunt feathers, they wear beads and face paint. They use the term brave to describe warriors, and other Outlanders refer to the tribe members as savages. But why is any of this a bad thing? Horizon does a great job of making Nora culture look and feel awesome. People's hair, clothes, and customs, even the idea of a matriarchy, are all portrayed in a positive light. The term brave to describe warriors is an accurate and appropriate one that fits within the fiction. When Outlanders refer to Aloy and her people as savages, it's obvious that it's an insult, and it only cements those Outlanders' ignorance.
Legan said I had to meet you to become a member.
That would be true if there were any chance of you becoming a member. But you're a savage. And no savage will rise in the ranks of the Hunter's Lodge while I am the Sun Hawk.
I mean, it's not like the developers themselves are using the game as a message to say, hey, Native Americans are savages. They're trying to show that people outside the culture within the game are ignorant about the culture, and that it's a bad thing. If anything, the overall message is a positive one. But I don't even think that matters to Dia. She doesn't have an issue with the game developers portraying Native Americans poorly. She has a problem with the games having Native American influence at all, and that's just stupid. How are artists supposed to be inclusive in their creative expression if every time they try and touch on other cultures or nationalities, they're immediately shot down and criticized? It's ludicrous. Vice.com decided to take it one step further and ask Horizon's lead writer John Gonzalez what he thought of it all, and his response was pretty on point. He said, "With the kind of culture of the internet that we have right now, it's impossible to predict what it is that may offend. Certainly we were not intentionally being insensitive, or to offend in any manner." The point is this: no matter what artists create, it's going to offend someone. It's impossible to make something that has enough widespread influence that doesn't offend someone out there. With that in mind, artists of all kinds, from writers to directors to video game developers, should make art that's true to themselves, because no matter what, someone's going to get offended by it. I mean, we live in a culture where everyone is so quick to say how oppressed they are and how big of a victim they are. You're not going to be able to please them all. And I hope creative people realize that before their artistic expression is stifled by fear of being called racist, sexist, or whatever else. On the flip side, you've got people that are claiming Horizon has a very progressive and even a feminist agenda, and that's not something I agree with either. Not long ago, The Guardian ran a piece titled Horizon Zero Dawn, the feminist action game we've been waiting for. In the article, writer Sam Loveridge talks about how strong of a female protagonist Aloy is, and that's true. Aloy not only kicks butt, but she intermingles with kings and war chiefs, and she keeps her emotions in check as she discovers more about the shocking truth behind her past and the world around her. Sam makes a few silly points, calling Aloy a Lara Croft designed for the 21st century. Yeah, I think we already have one of those. Her name is Lara Croft? Maybe you've heard of her wildly successful franchise reboot? Sam also says Aloy isn't sexualized at all, but Guerrilla Games managing director Herman Hulse said, "It's really important that we didn't look for a woman, and that turned out to be Aloy. We had Aloy, and one of her very many attributes is that she is a woman." This is more evidence to me that the developers weren't trying to convey a specific message when they were designing Aloy. She's clearly capable and independent, but at no point did I ever feel like she was supposed to be a stand-in for a message that said, "I am woman, hear me roar." Aloy is Aloy, she represents herself, and that's that. I've already seen people on Reddit and Twitter turned off by the idea of Horizon being full of feminist propaganda. While I understand those concerns, I say to those people, give it a shot yourself. People are going to find the messages that they want to hear in Horizon, but nothing I've experienced has led me to believe it's anything other than just an awesome game. I think Horizon is one of those things that gamers and social progressives can enjoy for entirely different reasons without one infringing on the other. In short, keep the politics out of Horizon and you're going to have a lot of fun with it. Thanks everyone for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I want to hear your thoughts and what you think of the show and where it could go from here. But I hope to have a new video out soon. But in the meantime, take care and I'll talk to you soon.